7 seconds. All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, we leave all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Also, we give them honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstones, teaching this truth and sincerity, and also who will well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect that scattered four corners of the earth, which you so-called Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, Native American Indians, the true Israelites that's coming out of the elect nation of Israel that the nation is dealing with, okay? All right, so back at you with another lesson. This brother, Nawanathon from Great Millstone, Detroit, and I'm on the title is to the degree like salvation is not for the black, it's for Israel, okay? Now what I'm really getting into is because like I still be watching like these debates, these commentators, just because it's listen, if you are a so-called Negro, a so-called Native American, a so-called Latin, Latino, Hispanic, you know, that's who the Lord is dealing with, all right? And it's not an everybody thing. Yes, there's going to be some people of the elect that has that has the characteristics of, you know, the heathen nations, but their spirit and their seed go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? And that's when you get the 12 tribes, all right? I just want to quote this one. This is Psalms 147:19. He shows his word unto Jacob, his statutes unto judgment unto Israel. Ye have not dealt so with any nation, and for his judgments they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. So you can see he only deals with Israel, not everybody. Okay? That's why we are the holy people. And I always say this over and over and over. Everybody thinks this is for everybody, but why does, when you read the book of Revelations, the 7th chapter, you only see the people of Israel being delivered, man. So we'll just skim by it real quick. It's Revelation 7. And we can start at 4. It says, and I heard a number of them which were sealed, and they were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. So reading on, there's 12,000 out of each tribe. If you do the math, 12 times 12 is 144. So 144,000 because it's 12,000. All right, but when you go down, it goes to Judah, Benjamin, Levi, which are your so-called southern tribes. Judah being the top. Then you got Joseph, or sometimes they'll say Ephraim. Either way, they're interchangeable when it talks about Joseph, something like Ephraim. But his companions, which is the northern tribe, okay? Those are the ones that's going to be saved. Yes, you might have, like I stated earlier, somebody that might look like an Asian or a Gentile, so on and so forth, but their seed and their lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, okay? But what I'm really trying to say is this is all for, you know, the Negroes, Latino, Hispanics, Native Americans, the Lord's chosen, the ones that were always at the bottom, you know, with the being gifts to the Europeans and Spaniards, to, you know, when we got brought to America through the transatlantic slave trade, the beating, the murders, the rape of our people. You know, like I said, you got the record with Emmett Till. You saw what they did to that young man, and come to find out he didn't do anything. You got the Native Americans, you know, the Trail of Tears, the stealing of their land. There's a lot of things that happened to the children of Israel, but, you know, not these other nations. Yes, some might have went through some things, but this is particularly going on, or is particular going for the nation and the children of Israel, man. You know, because we the ones forsake the Lord when you get into Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. All right, so let me make this kind of short. That's when you see the prophets out there. You see, you might see, of course, you're gonna see the Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, brothers that might be Gadites, Reubenites, or some foreigners. Let's grab this one. Let's get Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. Talks about the dry bones, but when you see us out here, you see our plaque. Let me get into reading. I believe it's at the 15th verse. And when you go into the blue letter, it was getting into the reunion of Judah and Israel. Okay, so I'll start at 15. It says, "And the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou, the son of man, take thee one stick, and write it on for Judah, and for the children of Israel for his companions. Then take another stick, and write it upon for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions." Okay, so let's break that down. I'm sorry, let's read 17. "And join them one to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand." Because when King Solomon fell, there was a splitting between the northern and southern kingdom. Okay, whether what this is talking about is the plaque, now we're just one. All right, so let's get it. Reading again, 16. "Moreover, thou son of man, take it one stick, and write it for Judah and the children. For Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions, and take another stick and write it upon for Joseph and the stick of Ephraim for all his companions." All right, so when you get into talking about Judah, it's talking about the southern kingdom, because you can get into other books like the book of Romans. When you look at the southern kingdom, you might think they group, when they say Judah, they group the southern kingdom up all together, but it's talking about Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. The southern kingdom. All right, and it says, "His companions, then take another stick and write it upon for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions." So that's talking about the northern tribe, because the northern tribe always had Issachar, Asher, Ephraim, of course, Manasseh, Simeon, so on and so forth. So this is talking about a clap. So that's why it says join them together. It says, "And join them one to another until one stick." Now that's why we got that one plaque, because we're all coming back together, man. When you get in other scriptures, like I said, we got Revelations, the 7th chapter. This book, this is for the children of Israel, man. And we see the identities now. Who is this talking about? Okay, so let me grab one more, and I'll end it off on that. I didn't want to make it too long. Here we go. Yep, this is Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it says, "Thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all them that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go." All right, and this is talking about now, because not in what's it called? Salakia. If I can find it, I'm gonna add it on there. It's not at the ancient Salakia. Basically, it's talking about now, because now this is the time that we're being oppressed together. We were separate back in our captivities. Okay, we weren't oppressed together in the same land. So again, like I said, it tells you, "Thus that the Lord said of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah." Children of Israel, again, is talking about the northern kingdom. And it says, and the children of Judah were oppressed together, the southern kingdom, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. And that's talking about now in America. You can see all the stuff that's going on, putting us down, making Issachar, work hella hard, all the bullshit they put on the Israelites, man. And you see that. So these are also tokens to look for, that it goes to show who are this group of people that the Lord is dealing with. Okay? But didn't want to make it too long. This is, like I said, this is not a salvation. It's not for the blacks. It's for the nation of Israel, man. And then on this side, the elect. All right? But nevertheless, I want to give all honor, glory, and praises due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash, and to give double honors to the elders and apostles and great millstones, teaching the streets of sincerity, and also who rule well. Peace and salutation to the whole for elect. I want to close out, say Shalom.